Good day, viewer. My name is Maitsidi Sokumalo. I'll be your geography lecturer for today. Our topic today will be on introduction to farming. Okay, let us start by having our objectives for this lesson. Our objectives today will be definition of farming, definition of food and non-food crops, identifying food and non-food crops, defining the three types of farming, and also identifying the three types of farming. Okay, remember we said our first objective will be defining farming. This is our definition for farming. Farming can refer to the growing of crops. It can be food or non-food crops. Also, farming can refer to the rearing of livestock, or it can be both the growing of crops and the rearing of livestock. Let us look at the following illustrations, which are showing the different types of farming. Okay, the first image is showing sugarcane fields. This is one of the crops that can be grown. And we have another image which is showing a maize field. This is still another crop. Remember we said farming can be growing of crops or rearing of livestock. Let us continue looking at our images. We have another image. This one is showing cotton, which is still another crop that can be grown in farming. Let us look at examples of livestock that can be grown. This is one type of livestock that we can rear in farming. These are sheep. This is another type of livestock. These are cattle which can be reared in farming. And then we have another type of livestock. These are goats. They can also be reared in farming. Okay, let us move on. We said another objective today, we should also be able to define food and non-food crops. So according to our definition, by food crops, we mean the crops that can be eaten raw or when cooked. By non-food crops, we mean the crops that we cannot eat, but we can use them to produce raw materials which can be used. These are some of the examples in this table below. We have examples of food crops and then examples of non-food crops. Examples of food crops, they include maize and sugarcane. Examples of non-food crops, they include forestry and cotton. I hope you are noting we can eat maize raw or we can cook it. We can also eat sugarcane raw. However, we need the trees to produce into final products, and we use cotton for producing crops. Our third objective before we move on to our third objective, let us look at this picture. It is showing examples of food crops. What crop is this one? This is wheat. We can eat, we usually have it for breakfast. Our wheat picks and stuff, they are made from wheat. Still food crops, beautiful. These are vegetables. We are looking at apples, we are looking at oranges. These are still examples of food crops. Okay, moving on, objective number 3. Remember we said we should also look at the different types of farming. Okay, we have got 3 different types of farming. That is arable farming, pastoral farming, and mixed farming. Let us look at the first one. This one, we call it arable farming, whereby we cultivate the land in order to grow crops. We call this type of farming arable farming. And then we have type of farming number 2, which is pastoral farming, whereby we rear livestock. And then we have the last type of farming, which we call mixed farming, whereby we can grow crops and rear livestock at the same time. We call that one mixed farming. Okay, I hope you got that one, viewer. Remember, we said in this lesson we will be defining farming. I hope you can now define farming as the growing of crops, rearing of livestock, or both. Our second objective was defining food and non-food crops. We said food crops can be eaten raw or cooked, and non-food crops cannot be eaten, but we use them as raw materials for other industries. And from the pictures, I hope you were able to identify food and non-food crops in pictures. Number 4, we listed the 3 types of farming as arable farming, pastoral farming, mixed farming, and I hope you can be able to describe each one of them. Arable farming, we said we are cultivating the land for growing crops. Pastoral farming, we are rearing livestock. And mixed farming, we are doing both. We are growing the livestock and we are rearing the livestock at the same time. And lastly, I hope you would be able to identify these 3 types of farming from photographs. That's all for me. Thank you for your time.